What's up, guys? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Crappy audio, boys. Let's go. But yeah, sorry for the background noise if you hear it or any type of crappy audio stuff. I am still on the little staycation, but we've got a video for you guys because I have some stuff that I want to talk about. So please make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe if you're someone new. Trust me, the better audio quality and videos will be back. And also make sure you click that notification bell to get my videos first. Now let's go ahead and get into the first topic here that I had to talk about. Even on my vacation, I still have to talk about this. This is how much I love you guys, man. Seriously. So, Castlevania Advanced Collection. Let's go. I'm a huge Castlevania fan. And now we actually have pretty much all but a true confirmation from Konami. Can this company still do something correct? Yes, they can. So Castlevania Advanced Collection, rated for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and of course that Nintendo Switch. Now this is the Taiwan Digital Game Ratings Committee has rated, like I stated before, the Castlevania Advanced Collection for those systems. Now the unannounced collection was first rated in Australia on June 18th and then again in Korea on June 25th, while the Australian rating listed the game as a multi-platform title. The Korean rating is for the PC. This is the first time the console platforms have all been specified, which is very important. And once again, just something that happens when we talk about these ratings boards, because remember, for those who don't know, anytime that these games get rated, the company pays for them. This isn't like a rumor or like some type of thing that somebody else does or some type of, leak. It's like the official rating boards and these company officials actually pay for the ratings. Otherwise, you can't release whatever game you're trying to release in the country. So a lot of times you'll see games get leaked, quote unquote, through these rating boards. And this is exactly what's happened here with the Castlevania Advanced Collection. So that's a thing. Now, the collection will presumably include 3 really good Castlevania games from the Game Boy Advance. We've got the 2001 to 2003, right? Castlevania Circle of the Moon, 2001, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance in 2002, and Castlevania Area of Sorrow from 2003, which was later remade for the Nintendo DS, which is the Dawn of Sorrow game, which is actually one of my favorite Castlevania games of all time. This gives me a lot of belief that they will move on to the DS collection, which I think that the DS collection will even be better than this one, because those 3 DS games are extremely good. Konami can make a lot of money, at least in a sense of a retro collection being re-released, not like when it comes to like huge, AAA type of thing. But you guys know what I'm talking about here, right? Like there's a lot of people who do like these Castlevania games and they're just there, right? You might as well put them out there. So these games have never really been re-released on modern platforms, so it makes it a first. So it's not like we've been getting these games over and over and over or anything like that. This would be a first in terms of re-releases. These games are stuck for the most part on these portable systems, especially with the GBA and DS stuff. So this is great. This is great on Konami. I'm glad that they're actually doing something like this, and I cannot wait to finally see when they're actually going to get this out to customers out there and get this out to people so we can check it out. I mean, I know I want to replay some of these Castlevania games, especially with Harmony of Dissonance and also Area of Sorrow. I love those games, so I can't wait to kind of go back and play them, because I played them back in the day, but I barely remember them because I only played them once, beat them, then I was done. So I think it'll be pretty cool to kind of go back to some of these old school Castlevania games that kind of follow in the footsteps of Symphony of the Night. So what are your thoughts when it comes to the Castlevania Advanced Collection? Are you looking forward to this? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here, guys. We've got some more speculation when it comes to what Nintendo's going to be doing for the Nintendo Switch Online and adding an extra system in. So before, we reported on the channel that there could be Game Boy Color and Game Boy games coming to the service. But now also my good friends, MVG, Nate the Hate podcast, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know about this, and I wanted to get my 2 bits in, or 2 cents in when it comes down to it. And that is the filing for the HAC043 that Nintendo did officially do, which could bring a new controller to the NSO system, because the HAC 042 was like Super Nintendo. So now it does seem like it's going to be N64. That is the new thing that Nate is reporting. That's pretty much taken the internet by storm at this point. But it comes with a few more caveats here. It looks apparently that there's going to be a new pricing tier for the Nintendo Switch Online if you want to get access to maybe N64 games, because that's the big thing here, that this filing for HAC043 is an N64 controller, and you will be able to play some of the best N64 games on your Nintendo Switch, like The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, for example, or maybe even Super Mario 64 if you want the original, you know, just various different stuff, right? So I do think that this is definitely a possibility. Everything is kind of leading to believe that that's going to happen. Maybe Nintendo has some type of presentation, a Nintendo Direct or something soon, and they talk about this, where they actually introduce a brand new tier of pricing, and they introduce N64 games for people to be able to play. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how far they go up. My guess on this, okay? My guess on this is that it's going to be $24.99. So they're going to bump it up by $5. And if you pay $5 more, you'll be able to get access to the NES games, Super Nintendo games, and the N64 games. Now, I don't know where this leaves the Game Boy and Game Boy Color, because that was widely reported as well. Maybe that's what the next tier is. The next tier is, okay, well, if you pay that $5 extra per year, you actually get Game Boy games, you get Game Boy Color games, and you get N64 games. So maybe it encompasses all of this here, because there is a lot of talk going on, and Nintendo has taken a lot of time. You know, it's been a while, right? They added the Super Nintendo a number of years ago, and it's pretty much been radio silence on new systems since then. So I do think that this is a possibility here, and when they kind of go in, they go in with the Game Boy, the Game Boy Color, and also with the N64. So maybe that even happens. I don't know what the word on the street is right now when it comes to some of the other stuff that's happening, but I do think that it is definitely long overdue for the classic fans out there to be able to get some access to some different systems here. So maybe they actually pull through with that. We did see Nintendo add in that update 13, right? And that added in Bluetooth, that added in updating the dock feature, which I talked about, which I think could be potentially big in the future. So they did add some stuff in. So it looks like they're finally kind of coming around to some of this stuff here. It's taken a long time, but I do think that this is the long play when it comes down to it. I do feel that Nintendo's going to roll this over to the next system so they don't have to start over. They're kind of building the foundation of what they're going to use for the next, 20 or 30 years when it comes down to their online, right? Like Microsoft has been building their platform, building the Windows for a long time, and they just went with that, right? So it was a very smooth transition for Microsoft from the Xbox One to the Xbox Series, because they use that same operating system. I think Nintendo wants to do the same thing and slowly but surely build in all those features, because it took a long time for the other companies to kind of do that, right? It takes generations, and Nintendo's definitely behind on that. So it's good to see that some of the other stuff is coming in, and eventually we're going to get some more of these systems based off of what we're seeing here. But we're gonna have to wait and see how it all plays out. But I'm excited for the future, and for those who want, to play the N64 games. You guys know me, I'm not big on N64, but I do feel that it's good to have some options for people out there, just because it's not all about what I want, it's about what other people want too, right? It is a consumer system. So what are your thoughts on this, guys, when it comes down to everything? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here. You guys know I have to talk about Metroid Dread. It's becoming like a almost daily ritual or video ritual for me to discuss something on Metroid Dread, because I have to, because Metroid Dread is awesome, and it's coming very soon. It's going to be here in less than 3 weeks? It's going to be here October 8th, man. It is just coming along. So here's the deal, guys, on the Amazon bestsellers. I know some of you guys are so tired of the Amazon stuff. Don't trust it. That's okay. You can trust me when it comes down to my research and my information and what's going on here. So now the Metroid Dread game is actually broken through, because on the Amazon bestsellers in standard video games, this is where you see all the stuff that's been selling regularly, right? You have the PlayStation gift cards, you have the Xbox stuff, you have all those things that does well. But in terms of games, for just standard bestsellers, and we'll get into new releases in just a bit, which usually go over the newest games coming out. When it comes to standard games, Metroid Dread is actually the best-selling one on Amazon right now. So it is pacing extremely well weeks before the launch of it, which is extremely good. Like, I cannot tell you guys how good that is to see Metroid Dread in there at the number one when it comes to games, right? You have a bunch of these gift cards and headsets and stuff that people buy a lot, memory cards, and of course the Switch system itself, but to see the Switch system and then also to see Metroid Dread in terms of from a system perspective and from a game perspective, 1 and 2, that's how you know people are gearing up. People are gearing up for that Metroid Dread because the number one system being sold in bestsellers is the Nintendo Switch Neon Blue and Neon Red. And the number one game in terms of bestsellers is Metroid Dread, followed by WarioWare Get It Together, which had a surprising debut when it comes to, I guess not surprising, but which had a good debut in Japan with over 72K, not including digital. So very good there. So we have some more news on this though, guys. It's not, it's not done at this point. So also on the new releases, so this is games that are coming up, games that released, within the past month or so, whatever the case is, it tracks the sales from pre-orders and also sales after the game is released. And guess what game is number one? Metroid Dread in terms of games. You have the Oculus, which is obviously doing well. You have the headsets that do stuff, but when it comes to games, Metroid Dread is number one. So that is also very encouraging to see that Metroid Dread continues to chart up high bestsellers and also on new releases. We already know about what happened with the GameStop stuff, right, where it was the number one most pre-ordered game after E3. So there is a lot of momentum here, and what I'm trying to establish is that one, we all need to buy Metroid Dread, right? I think that's something that we all need to do, so make sure you buy Metroid Dread. But also two, this game's going to be very good. Like I stated before, I saw some stuff, if you saw my previous video where I talked about how it seems like some reviewers have already gotten the game and they are blown away by how good it is, and I think that it is being reflected with the Switch and with the momentum, the Switch effect, which I've talked about multiple times. And like I stated before, this Metroid game is the only, I would say, new Nintendo first party for the holiday. We're talking about a brand new game and a classic franchise. Super Mario Party, once again, that is a remake of the best ones from before. Still new, still good, but still a remake. And then you're looking at from Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, once again, a remake. And of course, Shin Megami Tensei, exclusive on the Switch, but it's a third-party title. This is the big first-party holiday game for Nintendo from that classic franchise. It's Metroid Dread in terms of new titles, and I think that it's going to get those new title type of sales more than what Metroid's got before. Now, not like a Zelda, it's not going to sell more than probably the Super Mario Party or Pokemon, but it's going to do a lot better than what some people are expecting. There is definitely enough evidence to show that. So what do you guys think about this when it comes to everything that we discussed? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Please make sure you hit that like button if you forgot to do so. Also, subscribe if you're someone new, and check out the link in the description to become a channel member to get access to some cool perks, rewards, benefits, Discord, badges. It's really cool, and thank you for all of the support. I appreciate that, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.